Our scripture reading for this morning is taken from Proverbs, 23rd chapter, and the 7th verse. For as he thinketh in his heart, so is he. Eat and drink, saith he to thee, but his heart is not with thee. And thus is the scripture reading. Proverbs, the 23rd chapter, the 7th verse. Again, I say unto you, good morning. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. That scripture has truly a deep, profound meaning. For we go through life thinking and doing, and not really giving thought to the things that we think. I have said in old times or times past, think about what it is that you're thinking before you speak it. Think about what it is that you're thinking before you speak it. For the words that you speak and the thoughts that you think has power. Now, when I said think about what it is that you're thinking before you speak, I am saying to you, let that higher state of consciousness within you observe the thoughts of the worldly mind before they come forth from your mouth. Because once they come forth from your mouth, you cannot take them back. Whatever the words do, you can't take them back. We might come to the point where we realize that what we have said was not the right thing to say at the time that we said it, and we ask for forgiveness. We apologize. But if we think before we speak, there is no need. We must always condition ourselves to speak only that which is truth and righteous. I said something the other day, don't recall whether it was in class or healing, Monday night healing, or last Sunday. But in reference to this scripture, I shall repeat it again. There are only two kinds of thinking: constructive thinking and destructive thinking. There's no straddling the fence. It's either positive thinking or destructive. And when we work within ourselves to think positive and constructive thoughts, then we create a life of peace, joy, harmony, and happiness, prosperity, and success. And we bring health or create health to our physical bodies by way of constructive and positive thinking. When we cross over to the other side of thinking, destructive, negative thoughts, you've heard me say in times past that whatever the thoughts or the energies may be, they affect you first. Now, I was told many years ago that one cannot go through life thinking positive all the time. One cannot go through life thinking positive all the time. But when one comes to know and have a sense of what one is, then one works very diligently on one's self, with one's self, to be positive and constructive in all of their doing. Now, I'll be the first to admit that there are some times when let me share this with you. Many years ago, I was into sort of a disagreement with a person. And being that I was heavily involved in my spiritual work, and this person that I was having a disagreement with, you know how sometimes they just keep coming at you and keep coming at you and keep coming. I said, Lord, just for a few minutes, let me take this spiritual wrap I have on me and hang it up so that I can deal with this person on the level that he's coming at me with. Let me just hang it up for a minute, Lord. But that was not the way, that was not the thing to do. But I felt at that time, you know, sometimes we can be speaking positive and constructive things to folks. They don't want to hear that. They're going to keep coming at you in all manner of negative ways. Like sometimes, if I can say it, you want to reach out and slap them. As my mother used to say, slap some sense into you or knock some sense into your head. But that's not the way that we live life. We must always be active and not react. Acting in the way of positive and constructive thinking, whatever the situation or the condition may be. And as I said, negative thinking not only affects the individual because it is at its strongest at its place of origin. And the negative energies that we create within ourselves crystallizes on our cells, tissues, and organs. And we come down or come up with all types of ailments and diseases. And we cannot, as spiritual beings created in the image and likeness of God, misuse the power of I am, that is the God within us. And whatever it is that is outside of us, out in the world, whatever that is going around, we need not have fear. For there is nothing in all the world that is greater than the power of I am that is within our physical bodies. I am manifesting and expressing in and through these physical bodies as you and I. So when we come to realize the very essence of what we are, I am, created in the image and likeness of God, why would we entertain negative and destructive energies and thoughts? Because it only works against us first. And you have to know that when you are affirming I am in reference to yourself, you're also claiming power, you're also claiming possession. I am that which I attach to the I am in reference to myself. It is that which I bring forth into manifestation, that which I attach to I am in reference to myself. And when I hear and see folk struggling, having a hard time, living in a state of limitation and lack, I know that they have not truly found the I am within them. You see, there's a whole lot of folks looking to God or looking for God outside of themselves and still struggling, having a hard time, not being able to experience peace and harmony and happiness and joy. And there are many that ask, why is God doing this to me? Why is God mistreating me? Why is God not recognizing my needs? Well, it's not that God is not recognizing your needs. It is not that God is doing anything to you. It is that you have not recognized the very essence of what you are. It is that you have not recognized the power of I am. It is that you have misused and abused the power of I am that is within you. Did not Jesus say and teach that the kingdom of is within you? Then if the kingdom be within you, then where is God? That's a question that you have to ask and answer yourself. Where is God? You've heard me share many times in the past how I went in search of God. I searched high and low, did all manner of things that I thought would open the door to God, the God outside of me. But when I came to know God, when I truly found the dwelling place of God, I was right back where I started, within myself. And so many can look in the mirror and look at themselves and say, God cannot be here within me. There's no way that God is here within me. Well, already you have denied by saying that God is not. And because you say that God is not, that does not make it true. if God was not within you, then there would be no life in your physical body. Your presence will not be here. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. And as scripture says, now you can hang out with your friends, enjoy their company, and think that they are one with you. How many times have you experienced or heard someone say, well, you know, I've been knowing so and so for such a long time. I didn't think that she would do this to me. I didn't think that he would do this to me. I trusted that person. I opened up my heart, my life, my everything. And this is what they did to me in return. Because you eat and drink with these people and spend time with these people does not mean that his heart is with you. Doesn't mean it at all. And sometimes, more often than not, we do not know the inner thinking of people. If you have a measure of discernment about you, things will be revealed. You can see some things, you can feel some things, and you can know some things. But you know, sometimes when we see and feel those things, we kind of push it to the side. Oh, that's just my mind playing tricks on me. So and so is not that way. This feeling that I have about so and so is it's not true, it's false. But all the time they are flashing the yellow lights, the red lights, and we fail to see. And then we find ourselves on a course of collision because we refuse to heed the signs. And as I said, that two types of thinking: constructive thinking and destructive. There's no straddling the fence. And so the understanding of these two types of thinking, it is on this foundation that you build your life. You can be a negative thinking person, excuse me, and draw unto you all the negative, destructive, unwanted conditions. Or you can be a positive and constructive thinking person and be blessed beyond measure. And it is not the world that is blessing you. And I want you to understand this. It is God blessing you through the instruments of the world. It is that God in you blessing you through the instruments of the world. God is using that person or those particular people through whom he's blessing you. You have to know that. And whatever good comes to you from an individual or from an outside source, you have to know and recognize it that it is God. We get caught up thinking that all the good that I am experiencing is of my doing. It is not. You remember what Jesus said to those that came to him and marveled at the great work that he was doing? Jesus said, "It is not I that doeth the work, but the Father in me." It is the same with you and I. It is the God in us, working in and through us, to bring to us, to give to us that which is for our highest good. We have not the power to do anything of our own. It's all, as they said, by the power and the grace of God. And for the masses of people, as long as there's bread on the table, a few dollars in the pocket, somewhat of a meaningful relationship, bills paid, we have no need for God. We're doing all right. No need to call on God. But oh, let us get sick to the point where we can't do it for ourselves. And we go to the doctors and they have diagnosed us with this and that and a few other things that we don't want to hear. And whom do we call? Oh, God. Save me, heal me, don't let me die. But we should not wait until we get down in the mud, deep down in the hole, to call on God. We should always call and recognize God while we are doing good, living good, feeling good, experiencing good, enjoying prosperity and success and perfect health. For it is God that has blessed us with these things and not we ourselves. You know, we can't get up in the morning, meditate, thank God for bringing us through the darkness of night when we were most vulnerable to any and everything, not aware of what's going on around us. But we came through the night and we awakened to a new day, still with breath in our body. Did we take the time to get up, to sit and meditate and thank God? A lot of times when we open our eyes, we're still in bed and the mind gets to running and roaming about all the things that I got to do and all the things that I didn't get done. There's no thought about God. And yet we want to get up and go on with our life in a state of perfect health and perfect peace, not giving thanks, gratitude for the source that made it possible. We should always acknowledge God in everything that we do and say. Positive and constructive thinking and doing opens the doors of the kingdom that is within you. Positive and constructive thinking elevates your mind, your consciousness to that higher state of consciousness, where you will know within yourself that the Father and you are one. There's no thing in and of the world that is more precious than the life that you have within your physical body right now. And the life that you have within your physical body, man did not give it to you. Well, you might say that you came through the channel of the birth canal of your mother. That physical body came through. But the spirit was there before the body. The spirit was there before the body. The Spirit of God. And so this day I said to you, think about what it is that you're thinking before you speak it. Think about the I am that you are, God in you. Now, let me say this. Don't go around your friends and saying to them, I'm God, because they're going to give you a funny look. Don't do that. But affirm and declare your oneness with God within yourself. You know, the scriptures say, he who prayed to God in secrecy shall be rewarded openly. Acknowledge and affirm the I am God within you, in your secret place, in your meditation, and it will radiate outwardly. Folks will be able to see the Spirit of God working in you and through you. They might not understand it, but they will know that there is something unique about you. Something so unique that they want to be a part of it. They want to be in your energies. They want to be in your vibrations. The light of God radiating and illuminating every fiber of your being attracts, blesses, and heals. And all of life will respond to that light of I am that you are. All of life, that's everything. Everything that has life and breath will respond to that light of I am that you are. Take the time to turn within and be aware of what it is that you're thinking. Let always your thoughts be positive and constructive. And you never ever have to worry about lack, limitation, or going through the world feeling unprotected. And as I've always say, and will continue to say, and as it is said, wherever you are right now, on whatever ground you are standing, God is. We cannot ever be separated from the source. Only in our thinking makes it seem so. But it is not. For you and I, of the consciousness, the spirit, the life, and the power of God, manifesting and expressing in and through a physical body now. So the next time you're in front of a mirror, or even when you're just sitting down thinking, close your eyes and affirm, I am the light of God's consciousness, manifesting and expressing in and through this physical body now. When you're standing in front of the mirror, look beyond the physical appearance and look deep into your eyes, to the very depths of your soul, and speak it. I am the light of God, manifesting and expressing in and through this physical body now. You can be nothing else. You are nothing else. You're not the mind, you're not the body. You are the manifestation and expression of God's consciousness. You are the light of God, the power of God, the spirit of God. Why would you want to be anything else? For the mind and the body shall soon pass away, but the I am God that you truly are is forever. Namaste. Blessing.